Happy Good evening, welcome to Prime Edition. I am Cynthia Nyamai. Now, Kenya and the US have a manhunt and there is a cash reward of $1 million. I do have the details for you. That is coming up shortly with other stories and also in sports. Karen Kibet is on standby, but first, let's have the highlights.
Therefore, as we spend time in prayer, in reflection, in thanksgiving, let us also leave here committed to being ambassadors of peace.
Let us be ambassadors of peace. President Uhuru Kenyatta urges Kenyans. Relief for malaria and diabetes patients as a pharmaceutical plant is commissioned in Athi River. And in sports, it's pomp and color as the 2022 World Cup trophy arrives in Kenya.
Caroline Ndaroga is our sign language interpreter. We would like to hear from you. So remember, you can send us your comments on Twitter, Facebook, and also Instagram on KBC Channel 1. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has urged all Kenyans to be ambassadors of peace and unity as the country gears up for the forthcoming general election. The head of state who led the country in marking the 19th edition of the National Annual Prayer Breakfast meeting in Nairobi noted the heightened political temperatures present a delicate balance for the country and that leaders ought to be considerate of the welfare of Kenyans. Deputy President William Ruto, on his part, asked for forgiveness from the president and Kenyans, saying he may have fallen short of people's expectations. And as Kamche Menza reports, key political functions represented at the meeting promised to uphold peace.
Leaders from various sectors of the society, among them religious and political leaders, gathered to pray for the nation, an event that has been termed crucial as the country gears up for general elections. Here, messages of peace took center stage, with President Uhuru Kenyatta saying politicians ought to be at the front line in spreading peace.
Well aware that the tempo of our politics is beating at an increasing rate day by day. But I just wish to emphasize that even as we engage in the upcoming contest this year or later this year, therefore, as we spend time in prayer, in reflection, in thanksgiving, let us also leave here committed to being ambassadors of peace.
Uhuru also reminding those contesting for positions to exercise humility in the highly competitive elections.
Mine is to wish that we will end up much more united and stronger after this election than ever before. And to wish each and every person who is vying the best of luck, knowing that there will only be one winner, as we have been told. And our prayer is that we shall accept.
We join in one accord to pray against the spirit of fear, of violence, that is related to elections.
Deputy President William Ruto, on his part, choosing to use the opportunity to extend an olive branch to the president and Kenyans at large.
Serving as Deputy President, I may have fallen short of expectations of my boss, His Excellency the President, my good friend. I ask for your forgiveness.
And how we pray that moving forward, and especially after these prayers, that our actions match our words.
My friend, President Uhuru Kenyatta, as you head to retirement, it's my prayer that God will give you every aspiration of your heart, every piece of the time God will give you. That's my prayer.
I do hope the prayers of Mheshimiwa William Ruto come true. I'm really looking forward for a lot of peace and enjoyment in the years to come. So with God's grace, tutakuwa tunaonana huko mbele.
This even as the clergy questioned the leadership values of a section of politicians.
From coal to become diamond. From foul talk, we can use mouth sanitizer and talk peace. We must start preferring to wash each other's faces than smear mud on one another.
The country has about 74 days to the general election.
Deputy President William Ruto says his government will create a 50 billion shillings kitty to boost small-scale traders should he be president. While addressing residents at Mombasa County, Ruto underscored the need to elect visionary leaders who have the people's interest at heart. Other leaders in the Kenya Kwanza Alliance Brigade were separately in Western Kenya and Central Rift Region.
Mombasa County played host to the Deputy President William Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza team, who sustained their 4-day tour of the coastal region Thursday. While addressing the residents, Ruto promised that under his government, 50 billion shillings will be set aside to boost small-scale traders.
Tutachukua pesa ya serikali bilioni 50 kuinua biashara ya hawa wafanyabiashara wa chini katika ile mpango ya bottom up.
Ruto also pledged to return major operations to the port of Mombasa to create jobs and boost the region's economy.
Mimi nasema ya kwamba ile port operation ilipelekwa Naivasha na ile ilipelekwa Nairobi kinyume na mkataba tulikiwa nayo wakati tulikuwa tunajenga reli. Tarehe 10 mwezi wa 8 tunazirudisha hapa Mombasa ili vijana 7,000 ambao walipoteza ajira hapa Mombasa na waegezaji warudi kazini.
And while the DP was wooing Mombasa, his running mate Rigathi Gachagua was in Baringo County, terming his visit amid the People Tour to solicit their opinion on what should be included in Kenya Kwanza's economic agenda for the country.
I want to give the people of Baringo an undertaking that within 90 days of our ascendancy to government, the issue of insecurity in Baringo will be a thing of the past. And the strategy of dealing with this matter is involving the leadership and the people of Baringo in getting a solution.
And another team led by ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi was campaigning in Vihiga County a day after Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance's tour of the county.
Mimi nimeweka sahihi kwa niaba ya ANC, yeye ameweka sahihi kwa niaba ya Ford Kenya, na William Ruto ameweka kwa niaba ya UDA, alafu zote na wale wengine tumeweka imekuwa mkataba wa Kenya Kwanza.
Tutateremusha bei ya unga, tutateremusha bei ya mafuta, tutarudisha bei ya mbolea, tutaleta pesa mashinani hapa Funyula. Ile pesa tunataka kutenga ya biashara ya kina mama, hawataenda Busia, wataipata hapa hapa Busia.
Safin Achieng Oma, Prime Edition.
And still in politics, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential flag bearer Raila Odinga says if elected president, he will fast-track the construction of the Lake Victoria Ring Road as part of his elaborate infrastructural framework to spur regional cross-border trade. Odinga, who was speaking on the second day of his Western Kenya vote hunt, also said he will give Busia and Malaba towns a modern stature. Cliff Okech with more details.
Second day in Western Kenya, Azimio Brigade pitched camp in Busia County, holding rallies and stopovers across the county. Led by the coalition's presidential nominee Raila Odinga, the leaders first held a consultative forum in Butula, where he was presented with a memorandum detailing the issues the locals want to be addressed by the coalition should it form the next government.
Na Malaba bypass ili congestion ambayo inakuwa mara kwa mara ichitolewe isikuwe pale, ambayo inaleta inconvenience ndani ya mji ya Busia na mji ya Malaba.
To further improve cross-border trade, Odinga said he would fast-track the construction of the Lake Victoria Ring Road and help bring to an end the conflict over fishing grounds.
The Ring Road ambayo inatoka pale kwa mpaka ya Uganda inaingia Seaport, inapitia pale kwa Victoria, daraja ya Sigiri, Mau, Sidoho, Osieko, na mpaka ile mpaka kwa Uhuru Bay. Mimi ndio nilichora hii barabara.
Odinga said it is only Azimio that has Kenya's best interest at heart.
Wiki jana nilizuru Uganda, nikaongea na President Museveni na tumekubaliana na yeye kama tukishika namna hii tutaketi chini, nataka hiyo mpaka ifunguliwe, tunaimarisha uhusiano wetu mpaka tunafanya ile inaitwa Federation of East Africa.
Leaders who accompanied the former Prime Minister took issue with Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala over his remarks about the police.
Kwa hivyo kwa niaba ya watu wa Kakamega naomba msamaha, na watu wa Kakamega sasa nataka niongee, nyinyi muangalie wale viongozi ambao mtachagua.
Sisi kama Azimio, kama timu ya Raila Odinga tunasema hivi, tunaheshimu vikubwa kazi inayofanywa na members of the police service.
Niwahakikishie hivi, kule mlimani vindu vichenjanga. Hawa watu wote wanafuata mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga.
But even as Raila campaigned in Western, his running mate Martha Karua was in Nyandarua County, where she urged voters not to buy into empty campaign promises being sold by their political opponents.
Pesa nyingi ambayo ni ya kuwahudumia inapotea kwa wafisadi, inaborwa, inaibiwa, inatumika vibaya. Serikali ya Raila Amolo Odinga itapambana na ufisadi vilivyo.
The Azimio Brigade will be heading to Trans Nzoia County on Friday. Wycliffe Okech, Prime Edition from Busia County.
Well, it's time for a fast break, but when we come back, business news including young and industrious.
After 10 years, Murang'a County is gearing up to elect a new governor. How well do you know the candidates and what do they have to offer? KBC Channel 1 has organized a gubernatorial debate for Murang'a aspirants this Thursday, 26th May from 9:50 p.m. live from Murang'a University, exclusively on KBC Channel 1.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Why should I plead guilty? I don't even know what is going on over here. I don't even know why he's telling me he wants to kiss me and why I'm here.
Is that a question or
iko question? Iko sida hapo?
Nyinyi majambazi.
Iko pilipili kind of spinach.
Kuna uwezekano nafuruta bangi.
Na ni mtu mzima hata labda wewe unakaa unavuta hiyo bangi.
I don't understand. How much did you say?
Our arts and entertainment industry has evolved over the years.
It is at such times that our destinies are written. Will we rise up in courage or die in cowardice?
Who are the movers and shakers in film and theatre? Get trendy as we review locally produced films and stage drama every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Cinemas and Theatre.
Brought to you by the Kenya Film Commission. Film Kenya, Capture Africa.
Welcome back. It's now time for business. Pensioner managers have been urged to mobilize their resources to help fund major national projects. President Uhuru Kenyatta says the government has carried out major reforms in the pension industry to allow pensioners to fund infrastructural projects. President Kenyatta spoke during the opening of the pension towers right here in Nairobi. The tower is owned by the Central Bank of Kenya pensioners.
The pension industry has witnessed significant growth over the years, from an asset base worth 40 billion shillings in 2000 to 1.4 trillion shillings as of June 2021. This has made the industry one of the biggest in terms of saving, with the capacity to fund major projects like ports, roads and dams, among others.
Pension fund in this country, I think I've traveled a long way. And we've reached that time that yes, it can provide alternative funding for public ventures. And we see a success story in this.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has said pension schemes are becoming major sources of funding for infrastructural projects in many countries. Speaking during the opening of the CBK pension towers here in Nairobi, President Kenyatta has said enforcing good governance and creating a favorable regulatory environment will help in the growth of the sector.
Government must continue to enforce good governance in this sector. While we can take pride in the fact that coverage of Kenya's pension system has also grown from 12% of our labor force in 2000 to 22% today, we still have quite some distance to cover to ensure that all Kenyans are covered.
The National Treasury is in the process of automating the submission and processing of pension claims to address the payment backlogs and enable the payment of pensions to retired civil servants within a month. President Kenyatta says the government has improved the welfare of senior citizens by rolling out various products to improve the lives of retirees.
That one of the best measures of how progressive a country is how it treats its older citizens. And I do believe by that measure, Kenya has over the last decade dramatically improved the way we treat our senior citizens.
Retirees are not just retirees. They've actually worked for this country for many years, silently, and in the end the country is better because of their dedicated service.
The 18th floor pension tower is owned by the CBK Pension Fund. The building that has been under construction for the last 4 years boasts a 360 view area at the top, which is solar powered.
Human resource practitioners are endorsing hybrid work conditions as a means of cutting costs and improving productivity in post-pandemic work recovery. Association of Human Resource Practitioners in Kenya, former chairperson Paul Kasimu says many work disruptions can be mitigated through flexibility of work, and businesses should adopt technology to run its operations instead of reverting back to face-to-face working systems.
In 5 years, 50% of jobs are set to transform, with many businesses shifting to virtual operations to keep up with global trends. Human resource practitioners say, despite the shift, manpower will still be an essential aspect where innovation and increased productivity will directly affect cash flow.
So there is not going to be job extinction. There is only going to be new jobs. So we just need to think differently.
Workplace is no longer a place. Work is no longer a place, it's a space.
In addition, HR professionals argue a human-centered workspace ensures higher retention capabilities and strengthens company culture, thus increasing the lifespan of a business.
After COVID, people don't want to be in the office 100% of the time, which is why hybrid working is where people can work from the office, maybe 3 days in a week, 2 days from home.
If you look at the results coming from all the sectors of the economy, even in terms of our general GDP, the production levels have actually improved.
Management stakeholders in firms note the hybrid work arrangement is the future of work, and those in leadership positions should work towards bridging generational communication gaps instead of forcing younger workers into conforming to outdated working conditions. Hibak Said for Lunchtime News. The possibilities of a hybrid working condition are endless, where both the employer and the employee can win. Hibak Said for Prime Edition.
Nancy Okwara is currently on standby in Murang'a, where we are having the gubernatorial debate. I will be speaking to her in a few minutes. But first, let's catch up with the young and industrious, where in the year 2015, Esther Kojwang quit formal employment to kick off her entrepreneurial journey. With a seed capital of 9,000 shillings, she invested in honey processing business in Kitengela, Kajiado County. 7 years later, her cottage industry has grown by leaps and bounds. Our reporter Yusuf Farah spent some time with Esther and filed the following report for this week's edition of Young and Industrious.
Eastnut Foods Limited operates from this homestead located in Kitengela, Kajiado County. The founder, Esther Kojwang, welcomes us to the premises where she grew up but is now the hub of operations for her business. With honey being the main commodity, she walks me through what happens once farmers supply her with raw honey.
Once we receive honey from farmers, we store it here in this room. It's our raw materials storage room. Yeah, but before we receive honey, we have to test it first to just verify whether it is up to our standards. This is the raw honey. Hizi zinatoka shambani kabisa kabisa, na vinafanana. Hizi zinatoka kwa mashamba kabisa.
It is then taken to this boiler which warms up the honey.
You know, honey comes when it's very thick. Yeah. So we warm the honey so for it to be light, so that we can save it. But we warm it at a temperature of 36 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, the honey is not denatured. The protein in the honey is not denatured. So we are able to preserve the integrity of the honey. Once the honey is warm enough, just let it out slowly. This here is already pasteurized honey and it has settled. When it settles, you see this is a mixture of, there's some wax, there's some pollen, and basically things that are suspended within the honey. They all, sometimes they just float. So we call it scum. So before we package honey, we remove all the scum. If it cools and the scum comes out, you get very, very good honey. Yeah.
The honey, now in its finest form, is ready for packaging, and this machine packs it in different container sizes depending on the client's needs.
So I've just set it to pack 1 kg honey, so I'm going to pack the 1 kg honeys. and I'm going to use the automatic function.
Six years of entrepreneurship comes with its own fair share of challenges.
Seasonality of honey, because I was selling honey every single day, but honey is seasonal. So I would get shocked that I have orders for honey and I don't have honey. But sometimes you get that. You have a very big order and you're not able to finance it. You don't have enough money to buy enough stock to enable you supply. So back in the day, I would go out there to the banks. I need like 2 million. I need 2 million because I need to buy this much honey to supply. They're like, okay, what do you have? Do you have a title deed? No. Do you have a, how is your statement? No, we want a 6 months bank statement. I give them, they're like, you're only worth 100,000 loan.
Her resilience over the years has seen her business grow. Esther has employed 6 pairs of hands to help her run the business.
Nimepeana mahali kwa kina bibi, nipenua kapointi mahali, nasomesha watoto wawili, first born na second.
This has helped me save up some money, which I would like to maybe do other things, like put into content creation, or also maybe another business venture.
What's the vision of Eastnut Foods Limited? I asked the 31-year-old entrepreneur.
There's one machine that we're still looking for to buy, a big pasteurizing machine.
Esther says young people shouldn't wait to be handed opportunities, rather they should develop a nose for gaps that provide business ideas. All it took Esther was 9,000 shillings in initial capital. The entrepreneur hopes that the business will grow to the point of not just supplying the local market, but the international market as well. Yusufar reporting for Young and Industrious from Kitengela, Kajiado County.
Now, let me take you all the way to Murang'a at the Murang'a University of Technology, where we have Nancy Okware on standby. We do have the gubernatorial debate tonight after this bulletin. But Nancy, if you could just give us a highlight of what to expect today.
Well, a very good evening to you, Cynthia Nyamai, back in studio. We are coming to you live from the Murang'a University of Technology. It is all systems go. We are awaiting the arrival of the various aspirants that we have invited for the second gubernatorial debate that will be taking place right here. Remember that the first time we went to Machakos County, and right now we are here in Murang'a County, and there are around 9 aspirants that are looking to replace or rather take over office from Mwangi Wairia, who has served for 2 terms. Some of the aspirants that we expect tonight include Dr. Irungu Kangata of the United Democratic Alliance. We also have Dr. Moses Mwangi of Safina, Irungu Nyakera of Farmers Party, Irungu Wairagu of Democratic Party, and also Mbai Joseph of Usawa Kwa Wote and Jamlek Kamau. Remember that the leaders will be gauged by the audience that we have here, and of course the members of the public, based on their ability to articulate the various issues that are affecting this county. Some of the issues that we expect for them to address include matters agriculture, matters health. Remember that the area residents are looking to see what the new governors or rather the new governor will be bringing into this county. Hence, that's why we have organized for this debate that will be taking place at around 9:50 p.m. It is all systems go. I am with my colleague John Jacob Kioria, and of course at 9:50 p.m. we will be bringing you that live proceeding. Remember that you can also interact with us on our social media platforms. We do have at KBC Channel 1, that is on Twitter, and also at KBC Channel 1 on Facebook. If you do have any questions on what we should ask the aspirants tonight, then the questions will be taken later on as the debate kicks off at 9:50 p.m. For now, I'd like to hand it back to you, Cynthia Nyamai, at the broadcasting house.
Thank you very much. And as she has said that it's all system go, they are expecting the aspirants to arrive anytime from now, and you can send in your questions on social media. We do have time to ask on your behalf. Let's take a break, but when we come back, more business stories for you.
Boresha maisha na bima. Kifo ni lazima, japo haitabiriki. Pata bima ya matanga ili kuepuka wasiwasi wa michango isiyo na maana unapompoteza mpendwa wako. Bima hii husimamia gharama zinazohusiana na matanga. Pata bima ili kuhakikisha yote yatakuwa sawa.
6 partner states, 300 million people, and a combined GDP of more than 240 billion US dollars. The East African community is becoming bigger and broader. But is this good for the regional bloc?
The benefits will be felt immediately, and indeed they're already being felt by way of certain industries like the banking sector taking a first mover advantage of going and seeing how they can promote businesses between the East African community.
This week on Inside Government, we're talking to the Principal Secretary in the State Department of EAC, Dr. Kevin Desai, on the importance of DRC Congo becoming a member of the East African community, and what does this mean for Kenya. Watch the conversation right here on KBC Channel 1.
Na feel sahi unafuanze ku appreciate vitu zenye uko nazo.
Yeah, you're right.
Kupeleka kibandaski, kunywa kahawa na KDL.
I thought you were your boyfriend. Well, how about you just go see Nick and leave?
They say the heart wants what it wants, but you want all the wrong things, honey.
If I were you, I wouldn't get too close to Cassie.
Thank you for your advice.
Joe must be very happy with his choice.
I don't think he had a choice, really.
Watapatana.
Unanitizia mimi?
Hautajuju. Alafu ni aje kwani sikupata hela?
Madam Kathy is in the office.
You're not a good fit. Try somewhere else.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Welcome back. A Soundana experience overlooking Lekurupi Plains and wildlife are among attractions at Koija Ranch in Laikipia County. In the spirit of conservation, some residents came up with a ranch that could foster peaceful coexistence between wildlife and humans at this tourist destination. Tonight on Magical Scenes, we are in the county of Laikipia.
In the year 2004, the officials of different ranches agreed on jointly managing and conserving 50,000 hectares of rangelands with the aim of making Naibunga Community Conservancy an ideal tourist destination. Koija Ranch in Naibunga is home to wildlife, among them elephants, wild dogs, zebras, leopards, tortoises, and giraffes. A Wasonyero River cuts across Koija Ranch, creating magical views and watering spots for wildlife at the ranch.
Even the black panthers just roams around because this is its territory. It is found within the Laikipia Plateau, which is actually connecting Luisaba, the Laikipia Wilderness. So it is just within one range, and so this is its territory. So it moves around. Sometimes we have even the lions.
Koija Ranch overlooks Mount Kenya and Lake Kurupi Plains, bringing out picturesque views, especially in the early morning hours, and perfect sundowner locations for late evening picnics, game drive, or outdoor activities. The ranch prides in a cultural manyatta, where visitors would be entertained and, if lucky, learn about the unique way of cleaning a milk gourd with the special acacia tree, which will be used to safely store milk for several days. The destination has accommodation facilities dubbed starbeds, perhaps due to the open roofs that allows one to photograph the stars at night.
The stars and the bed connect because we have a mkokoteni bed which is pushable. You can sleep on your bed under the stars, and there was a Nyiro river flowing beneath your bed. So that's where the name Koija Starbed is derived from.
Irene Mchuma Odim, medical science in the county of Laikipia.
The cost of malaria and diabetes drugs is likely to reduce with the commissioning of the largest pharmaceutical plant in East and Central Africa this July in Athi River, Machakos County. The 8.7 billion shillings facility by Square Pharmaceuticals Limited, a Bangladesh firm, targets to produce more than 2 billion tablets and capsules annually.
Square Pharmaceuticals Kenya EPZ Limited, an investment of Bangladesh-based Square Pharmaceuticals Limited, is set to open a manufacturing plant at EPZ Athi River in July. The 8.7 billion shillings facility that sits on a 15-acre farm is in the final stages of getting operational licenses from the Farmers and Poisons Board. This will enable it to start full commercial production of malaria and diabetes drugs and other essential medicines. Once operational, the plant is projected to lower the cost of medicines in the East African region, as it will export 50% of its products to other African countries. The pharmaceutical plant is expected to generate about 500 jobs for skilled and unskilled workers. Industrialization Cabinet Secretary Betty Maina urged other potential investors from Bangladesh to take advantage of Kenya's conducive business environment and set up manufacturing facilities in Kenya. The Bangladesh firm will also share with Kenya its extensive knowledge in pharmaceutical production and the required requisite skill sets, including collaboration with the Kenyan universities for training of industrial pharmacists. This in addition to the clinical pharmacists that Kenya is currently training to assist in management of modern pharmaceutical plants. Square is among a number of pharmaceutical manufacturers investing in new manufacturing in Africa in response to drug and vaccine supply shortfalls exposed by the pandemic. Caroline Jenga, Full Prime Edition.
Kupata lazima nishike kama skiza tune yako. Bonyeza *811
962 hash.
Lazima nishike mapema. Nisiposhika hii simu mapema utakasirika. Unajua mimi nikiwa mtu ya marathon najua niko na experience kabisa. Niko na experience. If you don't hurry, you will not break the record. Okay, wacha nishike hii simu.
Kupata lazima nishike, bonyeza *811 962 hash. *811 962 hash.
And 98% of passenger transit in any country, most particularly Kenyans, happens on roads.
Kwanza ningempa kongole sana Mr. President. Barabara si kitu ya transport peke yake. Sisi ni ofisi yetu.
Muuza mboga, muuza matunda, muuza kila kitu hapa. Ni barabara ndio kupeleka.
Tuna pongezi kubwa sana kwa sababu barabara imetengenezwa mzuri. Wametutengenezea barabara kama ya Ulaya.
Yote haya kwenye KBC Channel 1.
Tarehe 28 Mei, barabara zote zinaelekea Harris Tavern, Nairobi. Manake kutakuwa na kongamano kubwa sana la rumba siku hiyo. Kikosi kizima cha Bridge Over Congo kimeandaa tamasha kali sana kwa nyinyi wapenzi wa muziki wa rumba.
Oh yes, there will be lots of fun. Talk of nyama choma, lots of drinks, lots of giveaways from KBC, and not forgetting to mention rumba music with DJ Walter. Oh, and did I mention that there'll be free t-shirts for the first 100 people.
Nitakuwa siku hiyo. Tafuta sheri. Kama una sheri, omba sheri. Nitakuwa your host Simeon Mfumo with my running mate
Winnie Marie Jose. Yay!
Welcome back. Bank Group made 5.8 billion shillings in net profit during the first 3 months of this year, representing a 65.7% increase. Managing Director Gideon Muroki says the performance is in line with the group's strategic focus on sustainable growth, resilience, and agility.
During the first 3 months of this year, Bank increased net loans and advances to 324.5 billion shillings, representing a 9% growth. Investment in government securities also rose 10% to 183.4 billion shillings. Total non-interest income rose 41.7% to 6.4 billion shillings, while total operating income grew 17% to 16.8 billion shillings. Net interest income rose 6% to 10.4 billion shillings. On the other hand, total operating expenses declined by 3% to 9.0 billion shillings. This pushed up the lender's net profit to 5.8 billion shillings, representing a 65.7% year-on-year growth. Cooperative Bank of South Sudan posted a profit of 43.9 million shillings compared to a loss of 89.1 million shillings a year ago. Managing Director Gideon Muriuki says the profit delivered a competitive return on equity of 23.8% to the shareholders. The lender's gross non-performing loan book reduced 5% from last year, with the non-performing loan ratio improving to 13.3% against 15.2% in a similar period last year. This saw the group reducing their provisions to 1.5 billion shillings compared to 2.3 billion shillings provided during the first 3 months of 2021 as businesses and households continue to recover from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Reporting for Prime Edition, I am Teresa Mutai.
It's now time for us to get a little bit sporty. My name is Karen Kibet. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has stamped the tour of the 2022 World Cup trophy that was received in the country today as an inspiration to soccer fans. Speaking on Thursday when he received the trophy at State House, Nairobi, the president said the unveiling of the FIFA World Cup trophy in the country was also a great motivation to the youth to achieve greater football success. The head of state said FIFA World Cup remains the greatest sporting extravaganza in the world and is followed from big cities to sleepy villages in every nation by enthusiastic fans from all segments of the society.
Well, President Kenyatta said it was a great privilege and profound honor for Kenya to be part of the 2022 FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour. Even though Kenya's fortunes in football have not been bountiful, President Kenyatta said football is nonetheless a strong part of the country's national fabric and it remains the most popular sport.
And to recognize that the presence of the World Cup trophy here in Kenya, now for the fourth time, is without doubt an inspiration to our football fraternity and our youth in particular, giving them an objective to achieve greater football success so that football's top prize may one day hopefully be added to Kenya's trophy collection.
The head of state promising to continue making the requisite public investment as part of the efforts to boost the country's chances of qualifying and thereafter winning the World Cup.
For as we all know, the FIFA World Cup remains the greatest sporting extravaganza in the world. And across the globe, from big cities to small villages, the tournament is followed by every nation and almost every single citizen of the globe enthusiastically across many different parts of the world.
Coca-Cola East and Central Africa franchise Vice President Deborah Maloa said Kenya is one of the 9 countries selected to be part of this season's FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour. She said the company was honored to partner with FIFA to deliver the iconic trophy to Kenya. And it is a unique opportunity to shine a spotlight on this nation and the fans who love the beautiful game. Before unveiling the World Cup trophy, President Kenyatta witnessed 2 display matches, and in the first match, Harambee Stars, former legends led by Captain Musa Otieno, beat Coca-Cola FC 1-0, while in the second, Wasafi Crew drew with State House Soccer Academy 1-1. The trophy arrived in the country Thursday afternoon and was received by Sports Cabinet Secretary under the stewardship of former Brazilian player Juliano Belletti. This is the first time Kenya is hosting the coveted trophy, with earlier stops having been in 2010, 2013 and 2018.
Kenyan sides Prison Kenya, KCB and Kenya Pipeline advanced to the quarterfinals of the ongoing Africa Women's Volleyball Club Championship in Kelibia, Tunisia. Reigning Kenyan champions Prisons Kenya trounced VCL of Democratic Republic of Congo by 3 straight sets in the last 16, while Kenya Pipeline saw off Ndeja University by the same margin. FAP of Cameroon also advanced to the last 8 after seeing off National Alcohol of Ethiopia by 3 straight sets. The quarterfinals of the Continental Showpiece are slated for this Saturday. For tonight, these are all the sports stories we had for you. Cynthia, thank you for keeping us up to speed with the latest in the world of business.
Thank you. And I also like the way you always change the gear when it comes to sports. Tell me a little bit about the World Cup. And I hear the only one person is allowed to touch it.
Oh, yes.
Tell me about that.
In Kenya, the only person who will have the opportunity to touch the trophy, and he has actually touched it, is the President of the United States of Kenya.
Yes.
And all the fans, the football fans in Kenya, the trophy will be placed at a specific place, and we will get to view it in a cage. So nobody else will touch it. Yes.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much to our viewers. We have DJ Lennox from Naivasha and also Mwangi Wamai who say they are watching. We're taking you all the way now to the Muranga debate coming up shortly after this. From me and the rest of the team, we wish you a very good night.
Good night.